In this video, I'll be talking about the new PSIA ranking procedure used for speech and one-act play contest. This year, PSIA is moving from an algorithm system where you compute the majority or better, sums, and decimal sums to an absolute ranking based on indices of each of the possible rankings from a three-judge panel. After the indexed ranking is computed, if there's still a tie, you move on to judge's preference. If judge's preference cannot break the tie, then you move on to a judge's conference. If the judges are not available for a conference, then we have an independent person do a ballot review on those speakers who remain in a tie. And if that does not break the tie, then we break the tie with a blind draw. Using our new system, the speaker with the lowest index receives the best ranking available. And you start with the lowest index, give them first place, then the next lowest index gets second place, etc. If you have a tie at any stage in the ranking process, you have to award everyone involved in the tie with the immediate ranks that follow before going on to consider other speakers. Let's look at some examples. In this example, we have speakers A through F, and they've been given the following judges' ranks: 144, 432, 513, 355, 226, and 661. The first thing to do whenever you're going to assign the rankings is to list each of the speakers' ranks in descending order from best to worst. So here we have 144, 234, 135, 355, 226, and 166. So here we've just listed each of those judges' ranks in descending order from best to worst. Next, what you'll do is look up the index for each of these ranks in the speech ranking list. I suggest using the reverse table, since the reverse table is in order by the ranks themselves, starting with 111 and then moving down through the list all the way to the last ranking of 999. The number that's associated with each of those ranks is the index, and the relative index determines the position that you would award the places, first, second, and third. So looking at the table, we find 144 has an index of 22, 234 has an index of 34, 135 has an index of 21, 355 has an index of 70, 226 has an index of 29, and 166 has an index of 71. Notice that all of these indices are different, and therefore there are no ties that need to be broken with judge's preference. To assign the ranks, you simply find the smallest index, which is speaker C, with an index of 21, and that gets first place. The next smallest index is 22 in speaker A, and that's second place. The next smallest index is 29 on speaker E, and that's third place, etc. 34 is the next smallest, is 4, 70 is fifth place, and 71 is sixth place. And there are the complete ranks for these speakers. Let's look at another example. Now in this example, only the top three rankings are shown. So we have speaker A with 152, we write that as 125. Speaker B is a 314, so that's 134. And speaker C is 431, which is 134. We look up the indices for each of these speakers, and they are 14, 15, and of course 15, since speakers B and C have identical ranks. The lowest index gets first place, and that is speaker A with an index of 14. Speakers B and C both have indices of 15, So since the indexed ranking cannot determine which is better, we go to judge's preference. So in judge's preference, you look at the individual judges in their original orders, and you award the speaker with the most preference by the individual judges the better rank. So, for example, Judge 1 gave a 3 and a 4 to speakers B and C respectively. 3 beats 4, so therefore 3 gets the preference there, and that's a preference for speaker B. Looking at Judge 2, we have a 1 and a 3, and therefore speaker B gets the preference because 1 is better than 3. And finally, with Judge 3, we have a 4 and a 1, and speaker C gets preference from Judge 3. Well, speaker B has the preference of 2 judges, speaker C has the preference of 1 judge, so therefore speaker B gets judge's preference and gets the higher rank. Speaker B is awarded 2nd place, speaker C is awarded 3rd place. Let's look at one more example. Here we have these scores, and if I write them in descending order, we have 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 3, 5, 5, 3, 5, 6, and 3, 6, 6. Using the speech ranking list, we can find the indices for each of these. The first 3 are 12s. Then we have 70, 76, and 94. Now notice that we have a 3-way tie with the indices that are 12, speakers A, B, and C. Since you have a 3-way tie, judge's preference cannot break this tie. So the next thing to do would be to move to a judges' conference, where you assemble the judges and have them rank only speakers A, B, and C as best, 2nd best, and 3rd best. And then you take those small results and you come back and put those into the ranking system. Since this is a mock situation, we don't actually have judges to conference, so I won't actually assign these, but these would be ranks 1, 2, and 3. And then it's clear that there would be 4, 5, and 6 from the rest of the list here. Thanks for watching.